Namaste everyone, how's it going? So today I'm going to answer the question which I've been getting ever since we launched our platform, that who exactly is the free man? Because up until now a lot of people have mistaken me to be the free man, but I'm just somebody who came up with this for myself, and then I started realizing that other people are also benefiting from it. So that is why we started sharing it. But who exactly is the free man? There is no one particular person, because it can be anyone and everyone. All right. And when I say anyone and everyone, that even means women. Just because we use the word man does not mean that this is only for men. Obviously, there's a major focus of the ideology towards masculinity and helping men become better men, becoming men rather than remaining boys inside their head, as we speak about the boy to man journey. For those of you who are familiar with what we do. But for the rest of you who are new to this thing, anyone and everyone can be the free man. Why? Because this is a state of mind, a perspective through which you let every piece of information into you, and the way you process it and the decisions that you make are guided by the free man ideology. Why? Because this is something which we realized men need very, very heavily today, and even women benefit from it, because there have been a decent number of women who have been actually following whatever we have been putting out. So they have also benefited with it, and over the past 3 years we have made quite a major impact, to be honest. So the ideology and mentality overall is there to help you understand life in a manner which does not disturb you too much. All right, it is there to provide you with peace of mind and a sense of balance and a sense of getting closer to understanding the truth about each and everything that you deal with in this life, whether that is at a physical level, whether that is at a spiritual level, whether that is at an emotional level, or at a human level when you're connecting with other people, a professional level when you're in your job. The best thing about this ideology is that, first of all, there is a certain element of individuation in this, which means that all of us can make our own little interpretation of this particular thing. All right. And that is very, very important, because this ideology allows us the space to do that, because everyone is not born in the same set of circumstances, and it is not a totalitarian approach. All right. It is something which is very, very easy to customize or make it something tailor-made based on your life, your circumstances, and your situations, because it is not necessary that you can become a free man 100% in every area of your life all of a sudden. It is a step-by-step process, and luckily the way we disperse the information which makes up the ideology is dispersed in such a way that it provides you with the weapons, all right, to face this journey of life that you have to go through. But you get to decide when to fire which weapon, and that is the best thing about this particular philosophy that we are trying to share with people. So anyone and everyone can be this. The best thing it helps with is in decision making and approaching life, because most people end up labeling things as either a positive or a negative. So they are stuck in the realm of duality, where everything is either this or it is that, and they like to get that classification clear because it gives them peace of mind and it allows them predictability to make other decisions for their life. But nothing happens just within this spectrum. All right, the free man ideology allows us to view each and everything from not just a yes or a no perspective, a positive or a negative perspective, rather in a way in which we are able to see everything related to a situation, simply because we are not subject to pure perception. We are allowing ourselves the opportunity to make mistakes. We are allowing ourselves the space to understand that we are a mere human being, and a lot of our experience is limited by this physical reality that we live in. All right, because we tend to believe what we see rather than believe what we should be knowing. All right, and the knowing part is what makes the underlying basis of the ideology, which is truth. All of us who have come together, the community overall up until now, which has grown in numbers to over like 400, 500,000 by now, it has happened simply because it has made people's lives from this to this. Lesser complications along the way, lesser wastage along the way, and more clarity when it comes to understanding people's mindsets, our own mindset, which is the most important, and all kinds of situations like these. So this was about who is the free man. Now when it comes to how it came into existence, it started obviously with one person's suffering, but then it moved on to that person trying to understand the journey of self-discovery by trying to educate himself, because he did not want to get stuck at any one roadblock in life, because he realized that the day he accepts that he's stuck is the day where his experience of life stops expanding. And that is the one thing which we did not ever want to happen, because life is actually a playground and we should be able to play as many games and just enjoy as much as possible, which is only going to be possible if our approach is what's next, bring it on, what's next, bring it on. And whatever state we are in, we are there to enjoy the game, we are not there to win. All right, so that is a very, very important part of defining whether you are somebody who fits into the free man or not. Because if you are somebody who only cares about results, then the point of this entire thing is being missed, because our focus is on the process. It is through the process that we actually live. It is through the process that we actually learn. It is through the process that we actually fail and make the mistakes which teach us some of the greatest lessons of our life. All right, so how overall it is built is in the form of a community, which is the brotherhood. There is the knowledge which comes from the fields of study of mythology, philosophy, and psychology, or I would rather say the sciences. And we combine all of this thing with obviously our own individual experience, because the way you would apply a particular piece of information and the way I would apply the same piece of information might be very, very different. So it luckily allows us to customize our experience and understanding of the ideology based on the path on which our life proceeds. All right, so that is another great thing about this thing. And overall, it allows us to reduce the amount of waste that we are going through, because a lot of people spend a lot of time in regret. And a lot of people, it's not just about regret. There comes a point when they decide to settle. All right, and I'm not saying that that is completely wrong, but if you're somebody who wants to experience as much as is possible from within you, for all of that to come out, physically materialize in this world, connect at a spiritual or emotional level with other human beings, then that is not the approach to take. Because that means that if you're settling, you're just very, very easily satisfied. And here again, I would like to clarify, we are not talking about getting satisfied with the result. We are talking about the process of learning, because we just want to learn more and more. The more we learn, the more we grow, the more we expand, the lesser we need to do, the lesser we need to talk, the lesser we have to put in effort to achieve something, because our paths become less complicated and become straight, simple line. So that was about the how. The last would be why. And I can request you guys to go and read more about all of this on the about page or the ideology page of our website. But regarding the why, men for quite some time are in complete blindness, or rather darkness, if I may be honest, because there was a time when masculinity was not demonized. There was a time when masculinity was understood to be the guardian of a civilization. And there is only toxic masculinity today, as per what you would see in the media, or what you would have extremist forms of certain kinds of movements, social or political, come and try to tell you about what it means to be a man, and even the way kids are raised nowadays. But like, anyway, I'm not going to get into all of that right now. As we make more videos, all of that stuff will start coming out. But for now, what I would like to say is that men don't have direction. They don't have a strong masculine figure, most of them, when they're growing up, to look up to. So they don't really know what is this one particular image that I have to, build myself towards, and not really be that, but my own version, but at least imbibe the best qualities of that particular person. Because we don't really have fathers who are wholesome men anymore. We don't really have husbands who are solid protectors and providers of their families anymore, etc., etc., etc. And the men are not to blame. There is no one person that we can blame for any of these things. There is a accumulation of a lot of different factors which have led to overall society kind of creating weaker men in today's times. So the direction thing, having somebody to look up to, is one very important thing. The second, because the thing is, you might never know what you're capable of until you might see a physical representation of it in another human being. So that's one. Second, the mentorship aspect. I believe each and every one of us, men and women, are capable of great things. I believe we have unlimited potential if we can learn how to tap into our life force and that boundless source of energy which is powering every human being. You, the one who's watching this, and me, the one who's talking, we are both basically the same energy, but we are just different forms of that energy's expression, and we are just operating somehow on a similar frequency. That's why you've watched this video up until now. But that thing needs to be understood by even more people who want to basically make their social circle even more real, because it is better to have 5 real friends than 50 complete fake friends in today's society, which unfortunately is what a lot of people are going through, because of which they don't really have peace of mind in their lives and they don't have complete transparency. There's a lack of congruency between who they are on the inside and what they represent on the outside, or how the other people see them, because they're maybe not with the right kind of people. They're stuck in the physical reality of this life and they're like, okay, these are the people I should be with, rather than these are the people I want to be with, and I've built myself into someone who can get that. All right. So the mentorship aspect, the men needing that particular figure to look up to, that aspect, and the third being a community, somebody who is there in your network with whom you can share this journey, with whom you can basically get empathy from, in terms of them understanding the kind of shit that you're going through. Not sympathy, not somebody to coddle you and go like, oh, it's all right, everything will be all right. No, somebody to guide you in a practical manner, in a manner which is supported by reason and logic and a clear understanding, because maybe that person has gone through this. So suppose I am good in something and you want to learn that thing, I can be the person who's there to mentor you through that community, guide you, or be your partner in that journey, and share all of that with each other, to the point where this even physically materializes into friendships, profitable business ventures, etc., as we have seen in the past 3 years happen within the community. All right. So this is what I would say as of now, because these are the things which come to my mind when somebody asks me as to who is the free man, or how would we know if we fit into that ideology or not. And if you're somebody who has watched this video up until now, then most probably you are somebody who fits into that particular, open-ended definition. Because as we said in the beginning, the ideology is self-evolving, all right? Because there is no totality to this. It is only going to improve more and more as our cumulative learnings come together and help us realize that, up until now, maybe this is what we were doing wrong. This is an even better way. And we are all here to learn, because we all understand that we are mere mortals and we are bound to make mistakes. That is what we are born for. That is what the entire human experience is about. But sharing it with each other in this spirit of brotherhood, where there is no ego, no insecurity, no competition, allows us to bring the best out of ourselves, as well as allow the others to show their best to us. And that is what the free man community is about. Thank you.